YouTube, what is y'all doing? As you can see behind me, I got some new seats. I finally found a driver's seat right here. And there goes the passenger seat that I already had. So, this seat is not perfect. I am not gonna lie to y'all. It's a little mistake right there. I think that's about it though, as far as what's wrong with it. I paid $19 for this seat. So, I mean, you can't really argue with that. So I picked it up. It'll do for now. I'm still gonna be on the lookout for new seats, you know. So, and this is the passenger seat that I had already that I didn't install. I went ahead and did some conditioner on it. I'm probably gonna do it again, just keep treating them and making sure they look good. So today, what we're doing is installing these two seats. I'm taking out my back seats. I'm not gonna install those yet. We're gonna get into that later in the video, why I'm not putting the back seat in there yet. I do have it. We'll talk about that later. I do wanna discuss something else that's gone wrong though. The front end of my car. So I drove this car to Memphis for 4th of July weekend, and lo and behold, my fender liner came out on the passenger side. It blew out. It messed up my tire. I'm gonna drop a picture right here and show y'all what it did to my tire. Yep. I am pissed. So, that's not only damage that it did. It ruined one of the clips on my bumper. I've already fixed that clip. I used some JB weld, some plastic weld on it, and it kind of cracked my front lip. And I'm a little disgusted at that. Let me see. Let me show y'all. So this is the front of the car. It doesn't look different to y'all right now. None of this stuff is actually bolted in. As you can see, it's dirty because it was on the highway. I need to get it washed. But it was kind of cracked right here. And you can see I got paint chipping right here. It really didn't work out well for me. But the lip is still okay. I paid $300 for this lip, so I'm just glad it survived. So now I gotta come up with a game plan on what I'm gonna do to fix this. But anyway, moving on from that, I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do about my rims now, my wheels. Cause now I gotta get a new tire on this side, and I'm like, I've really been wanting to replace these rims. It's been time, it's been past time. And I think I'm about to pull the trigger on a new wheel and tire package. I think I got an idea of what I want, and I think I'm gonna just pull the trigger on it, honestly, y'all. But without all that ranting and complaining about everything that's going wrong in my life and with my car right now, we're gonna be happy, and we're gonna go ahead and get these seats installed. I'm hoping that they still work. You know, those seats have airbags in them. They have a lot of functionality, heated and cooled. So I'm hoping all that functionality still works. They still, you know, move forward and backwards and all that stuff. I'm thinking that it's gonna work. I don't see why it wouldn't. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and get them installed, make sure all that works, and I don't know, let's get to it. Alright, YouTube, I got the back seat completely taken out. I went ahead and took a few minutes to put all the bolts out that I took back in, just so I don't forget where they go. Also, the reason why we're not putting the back seat in right now is because this upper deck lid right here, you can't really see it, but it's gonna have to be painted black. So I'm just not gonna put the back seat in yet till I get that painted. So I'm probably gonna be riding around without a back seat if I even drive this car, which is not a big deal to me because I usually don't have people sitting on the back seat. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this passenger seat out, or actually let's get the driver's seat in and make sure it works first. Alright, YouTube, I got this seat here installed. I was just testing around, making sure everything is working on it, which it does appear to be. The heated seats, all the controls are working, the cool seats. This seat is actually blowing a lot cooler than the stock one that I took out. So I don't know what's up with that. I can actually hear the fan running, so it just kicked on. So everything appears to be working with this seat. Now we're gonna move on to the passenger side of the vehicle and get this seat swapped out. Alright YouTube, this is our completed task for the day. As you can see, it's starting to come together. I still gotta paint these bottom airbag covers down there and down there, but it is starting to come together. I noticed something about these seats, they're not the exact same. This one has like a pocket like this, whereas that one looks like that. It's not a big deal, just something I did notice until now. Figures, I know. But that's gonna be it for now. Probably get up tomorrow and paint some of this stuff, and I'm gonna show that in this video as well. But I think I'm about done for the day. Taking these seats out and putting them back in is just, it's a lot of work. So what we'll do is, since I've wrapped this up, just look at how good this looks. I still need to get this. I keep forgetting that. But just look at how good it looks, like with the carbon fiber. So that's gonna be it for the day. I'm not doing no more work. I'm gonna bag this thing in right. I'm not gonna drive it, obviously, because I gotta fix the front end. But like I said, we're looking for some rims. That's gonna be it for the day. We just pick it up tomorrow.
3,000 years later.
All right, YouTube, it's actually been a couple of days since I last worked on this car. But since we've been away, I have done a few things on my own. Looking on the interior of the car, as you can see, where you can't see. I know the lighting's pretty bad, but I painted these lower panels down here and that button right there. So none of that is tan anymore. I just use some flat black paint. I don't really like how it looks because it, like when the sun hits it, it looks kind of dry. And I'll show y'all the paint that I use. I use this stuff because it's supposed to adhere to plastic, but I don't really like the way the flat black looks on there, so I might repaint that at some point. The back seat is still out. I need to go ahead and put this back in here. The reason why I was waiting so long is because I was thinking I would have to take the back seat and all this stuff out in order to get my headliner out, but I don't think that's the case. So I pulled my headliner out. Here it is. As you can see, I wrapped this thing in carbon fiber, so it's looking good. I was gonna paint this black, and I decided I'm not gonna do that. I'd rather just find a black piece like this, because with all these plastics and things, I don't want it to wear out and start looking like dull and bad. You know what I mean? And then there's like a lot of little plastic clips like this too that'll have to be painted. I'd rather just find all that stuff black already instead of having to paint all of it. So, but unfortunately, when you find these at the junkyard, they pretty much destroyed. So I don't know, we're gonna see what'll happen with that. I'm gonna go ahead and start throwing this stuff back in. Also too, before anybody asks how I got this out, you have to take out these pillars that's on the side right here. So looking inside the car, on the sides you got pillars, and I'm gonna get the light and bring it over so y'all can see it. You have to pull those out because they kind of slide into here and into these grooves. So you have to pull those out before you can get this out. I don't think actually pulling the seat out is necessary. So we're just gonna go ahead, install it, put the pillars on, and then we're gonna throw the back seat in there. And the bottom part of this interior swap should be done. I got a lot more stuff coming for this car. I'm waiting on shipping, but let's get into it. Let's dive in and knock this out. Alright, YouTube, I think we got the interior swap kind of where we want it for now. I still got a lot of little tidbits to replace, like seat belts. I gotta do a headliner, paint some other little things in there, but for the most part, we got our seats, we got our carpet, and a lot of little trim pieces taken care of. I'm gonna go ahead and drop the video showing y'all everything, how it looks right now. I appreciate y'all for watching. If you like what you see, you know what to do. Like, comment, and subscribe. And we're gonna be back with another one.